Volkswagen Beetle. Like it or not, you can't really deny the fact that it really was the people's car. One chassis, one engine, and multiple options, so everybody could have a car suited to one's needs. Are you an unemployed hippie who spends all his time telling everybody how society should change? There you go. Perfect hippie car for you. Are you a real tough, hard-working man who spends his day building stuff and then goes back to house to drink beer and watch football game? Look no further. This V-dub will carry all your stuff around. Are you a smug, pseudo-intellectual, art-sensitive hipster who actively try to act more sophisticated than you really are? You will feel great and look great in this Type 3 V-dub Carman gear. Or by any means, you are an Austrian painter who needs a tough, small and lightweight car to carry around your soldiers and their supplies in their African campaign. You will not believe it, but V-dub have something for you too. The Kubelwagen, Volkswagen Beetle evil brother.
Welcome back. I have told you in previous episodes that I'm gonna build a German tank. Well, this is German, but it's not exactly a tank. But to be honest, I am building a tank as I'm editing this video. So, this is a MENG Kubelwagen. I bought it because it was small and cheap to have some chill building experience. The box is very nicely made. I am expecting the same quality from the model sprues. This is my first contact with MENG models, but I heard they are good. My biggest complaint is that you can either have version with folded roof and balloon tires, or version with unfolded roof and normal tires. Other combinations are not possible without aftermarket. Inside the box we have a competition entry that is expired, a sprue with main bodywork of the car. This is a very fresh model, by the way, only 1 year old. Next sprue with wheels, folded roof and other parts. And the last sprue with main chassis and interior. Next we have a decal sheet. Nothing really interesting, just typical markings. And next we have rubber wheels. I wish they were from plastic, but I will not complain for the price. The instruction manual is printed in color. It even has some photos inside. I really like how they highlight specific parts in yellow. The manual suggests couple paint schemes. We have number 1 desert yellow, number 2 desert yellow and number 3 darker desert yellow with brown spots. Sadly there is no engine for this model, but hey, it only costs this amount of money and for the price this is an excellent value. Good way to spend 14 euros. The part fitment is phenomenal, they snaps together like Lego blocks. I've took the engine and drilled out the holes in exhaust to give it a little detail. Then I connected it to the chassis. I don't mind that it will be hard to paint, all of this will be covered by an engine cover. Next I've drilled holes to mount the canisters. Mr. MENG do not make holes for you, so if you don't want to mount canisters you will have smooth fenders. It's better that way as you do not have to do any mental gymnastics with putty. But I decided to have the fuel canisters on the fenders. It will help to hide all the mess around headlights that you will see soon. After that, the lower part of chassis is finished. Time to put up the bodywork. I don't really like cementing very long parts because there is always a risk that the part has warped and will not fit, but it slided just fine. It starts to look like proper Kubelwagen. Now, what is happening here? This small thingy with wires is something very cool. Yes, it's made from Chinesium, but it works. It's a small LED and it works on the inbuilt battery. My plan is to hide it under the hood and put the LEDs into the headlights, but I need to do some crude surgery to put the wires through. Yes, I drilled that big holes because if I would have to solder that small wires inside the headlights, I would get an apoplexy. Instead, I plan to seal the holes later with sprue glue. Now, this is how we are right now. This small boy looks great. Yes, it's held together on scotch tape, but I still feel the progress was made. Nothing really more to do than just start painting. I covered the model in my favorite Mr. Hobby black primer. Then I've painted the inside of the headlights with Tamiya chrome paint. Then I've secured the headlight glass. Any paint that tainted the LED was washed away with isopropyl alcohol. Lights still work, so that is a success. If they would stop working, I would be very angry, you can be sure about that. And no, I do not work in coal mine. I refuse to wear gloves while painting. For the base color, I'm gonna use these. I plan to use whole red as base, then apply chipping fluid, then I'll use dark yellow lighten up with buff, then chipping fluid again, and then layer of dark yellow. My plan was to create three-dimensional paint chipping, but it really did not work that way. In hindsight, I would skip the lighten up layer and just go whole red, chipping fluid, dark yellow. So the model was covered in whole red. Then it was covered with chipping fluid. You need to give it a time to dry out. Then it was covered in a mixture of buff with dark yellow. It was about, I don't know, 3 parts of dark yellow and about 1 part of buff paint. After that, I began to scratch the surface with stiff brush moistened in water. I tried to not go overboard with it, as I do not plan to make this vehicle a rust bucket, but having in mind that I will apply another layer, I do not mind that much of paint chips. Next, I've applied second layer of chipping fluid and covered the vehicle in pure dark yellow. And then I repeated the scratching. While the car was drying, I decided to focus on the seats. I decided to use AK 3rd Gen acrylic paints for it. First, it was covered in brown leather color. Next, I've made a glaze from more reddish color and applied it around the edges, keeping the layers semi-translucent. Next, I've took much lighter color and began to paint scratches around the edges to give it the natural worn look. I repeated the scratching with even more yellow sandish color. And to unify all these paints, I gave it a final very wet brown glaze. I am quite happy with the result. Now, back to the Kubelwagen. The doors were closed off. As well as the hood, bonnet, frunk, whatever you call it. I've applied the decals exactly how I'm doing it in every single video, with help of Tamiya Mark Fit Strong. Next step was to apply the pin wash. As usual, around the details and edges, and any excessive amount was removed with enamel thinner. And I decided to hide the windmill of oppression in my videos. It would probably be fine to show it, but I don't want to risk it. If my little channel would get shadow banned, I would be very upset. Time to mount the seats. And the steering wheel. About the folded roof. So, it was covered in base colors, then some highlights, then some more highlights, then some shadow wash, some glazes, even more highlights, and some unifying wash, resulting in folded roof that was ready to mount on the vehicle. Then I started applying some streaking grime to add some dirt to the vehicle. Applied paint was then blended with enamel thinner, making oily dirt streaks and dirt marks. These are the results so far. So let's wait till it's properly dry and let's paint some wooden boxes to load onto the car. I painted the boxes white. Then I applied various amount of different enamel colors onto the boxes and blended them with enamel thinner. I was adding the colors until it looked just right. Resulting in these old weathered wooden boxes. They were then covered in chipping fluid. After the chipping fluid have dried, they were painted in these colors. This color should give nice contrast with the vehicle, especially the red. Then with water and stiff brush I've chipped down the paint from the boxes. So we are almost ready for final assembly, but it is still shiny like dog balls. This Ultra Matte from AK will fix it. Then I used AK North Africa pigment to dust up the car. I dusted the wheels as well as the chassis. I did it mostly to cover up the wires from the headlights under the fenders. Excessive amounts of pigments were wiped off. It was finally time to remove the masks. The headlights look great, but the windshield, yeah, it sucks. Looks like something got under the tape. Oh well, I guess I'll just cover it with more dust and I will not bother myself about that small inconvenience. I've prepared some enamel dust color and applied it around the fenders and lower parts of the car, as well as on the windshield. Okay, because I'm getting sick and tired of this model, my ADHD has enough of this. Final puzzles. These two boxes tied up with rope, the red box, this small tarp, the bag, this metal thingy I found in my stash, the MG42 and two Mausers 98K. Just before finish, I've took the dark steel pigment and silicone brush and brush off the edges to give it polished metal looks. So, this is the MENG Kubelwagen. Yeah, it's finally finished. And this is how it looks in the darker lighting with headlights on. So, what do I think about this model? Yeah, definitely get it. For the price, it is great. I mean, it's a model that builds itself, everything fits together with no problem. For the same price as Tamiya Kubelwagen, while being more detailed, I don't wanna say that it is a Tamiya killer, but yeah, it feels like it is a Tamiya killer. So, what now? I'm still working on my Tiger tank, so on 99% it will be the topic of the next video. So, see you soon.